Workshop, where we use art each day to chase the blues away. Down in Wowwy'z Workshop, brought to you by Two Brothers, One Vision.
So here we go, guys. As you can see, there's a center line up the middle. Then I've drawn a line for the brow and eye line there. And then the nose. And now this little pointy bit, it was chewed on the back too, right? So I'm going to sand it as much as I can. I can't take more material off or else it's not going to be strong. But I wanted to try and incorporate that bit. Like it's part of his mustachey. And then the reference that I saw also, they go and they carve a ridge in there so that it kind of makes a peak on either side like it's a cowboy hat. So I gotta do that at some point too. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I've never carved antler before. First time for everything, let's do it to it.
And to begin, my friends and fam, we're gonna have a wowie walkthrough. So these are some of the burrs that I'm going to try out here. This is my first time, so we're all in this together. So to begin, I'm using a carbide cutter. This here is the Dremel 9905. It's a 1/8 shank, and these little ball cutters, I like to use them for my very first cuts. It's just a way to get used to the material, and it's just a little ball, and so it'll just make the line that you desire, and it's kind of how I get used to the material, you know, kind of like a first date. How does she carve, you know? Is she into it? Nah, just kidding. So I'm just starting with the brow line. I always start with the brow line, and I'm getting those main wood spirit lines cut in. Now if you guys are just beginning, you'll have to learn how to carve a basic wood spirit. There's lots on YouTube. I'm going to be making my own kind of how-tos later, but so far I've just been doing videos of the projects I'm making personally. But now I want to start branching into teaching more. So I'm just getting that main line, brow line, and the nose cut in. It's kind of like where we always start when you carve a wood spirit. Well, most of us anyways. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, I'm getting frustrated. Trying to move it around. So as you can see my Japanese saw there, but I actually used a rotozip tile cutter to cut that off. And here we go with that thing. Now this is a very strong and abrasive bit, but it's really, really good if you pull it along its side. It digs in, and it's actually how I cut the antler in the beginning of the video there. When I was cutting it off the skull cap, that's what I used, was that rotozip. And my goodness, baby, that thing will go, it'll chew through material. Now I'm giving you the code for the 4-pack for the 1/8 shaft, because they also come in 4mm. And so next up, I try some of these. I got these off Amazon. Just metalworking burrs, 1/8 shank. You can buy little sets of them. They're not bad for, you know, most woods and whatnot, but I don't think this was the right choice. Well, maybe later on in the carve, but right now I need to remove more material. And so this thing is just taking me too long. And, you know, I'm all about repetition. My wood spirit, sometimes it's like, I don't know how many hundreds of layers I go down slowly, but I don't go in there full bore right off the bat. I'm not that comfortable yet. So my carvings are just layer after layer after layer after going over the same lines over and over and over again until they're sharp enough and they look right. You know, maybe I'm wasting a lot of time, I don't know, but it's just how I carve. And in the end, I get what, you know, I set out for. I achieve it. Sometimes it just takes me a lot longer. Also, because I stand when I carve, because of my screwed up back, I can only carve or create for maybe 2 hours each day. And that's in a good day. Lots of days I can't. I can't do nothing. Just get through. So I'm just continuing on here, sharpening those lines, getting them sharper and deeper. Sharper and deeper. And I must tell you guys that when I was doing this one, I was getting a little bit, like, oh man, can I actually do this? Because the material was coming off so slowly. And when you're carving wood, it goes a lot quicker. So this was a little bit, it's making me a little sad. I was thinking, maybe I won't ever get into this antler carving world, but onward and upward with the eagles. Now, I didn't show it, but I drugged that roto zip across the top of the hat there to get that first cut in. My apologies. And moving right along here, folks, I switch over to the Dremel 7144 Diamond Burr. Now, these are one of my favorite burrs, to tell you the truth, especially for detailing and stuff. They're awesome. They remove material well. They last a good long time. Last longer than the generic, the Diamond Burr sets you can get off of Amazon and eBay and stuff. The cheap ones. These Dremel ones last a lot longer, and I like them. So now the material's moving faster, making Wowie happy. I'm getting a little bit of hope back. This ain't gonna be so bad after all. Here we are, guys. It's the next day. I put it down and thought about it over the night. There's the back of it. See, the shape, overall shape isn't uniform, so I could work on that too if it keeps bugging my brain, but you don't really look at it from the back. But yeah, you go in there on either side and carve out. So I'm going to see if maybe this will make a nice channel there. You just make it so it dips in on either side and it starts to form and look more like a little cowboy hat. And then I've been talking to some people on the God Love the Kindred Spirits Wood Carvers group. A shout out to Randy Nyman. He was posting some wood spirit in antler pics yesterday, and I asked him, and he said he's been using the Diamond Burrs. So I'm going to go with that and not such an aggressive burr like I was going with yesterday with those little metalworking ones, right? So I don't know what I'm doing. Excuse me. So we're going to keep going. I don't know. I might just put like bags under his eyes. I don't know if I'm going to try and cut eyes in there. I also learned by watching some YouTube that if you get too deep into the antler, you get to the softer stuff and it could be more porous, and you don't want pores and holes all through your. So we're just gonna keep on going, guys. We're gonna keep on going and see how it goes. And like we say here at Wowwy'z Workshop, it's time to do it to it. All right now. So let's get right into it. I'm excited for this hat part. Woo! And next up, folks, we got this big ball carbide cutter now. I looked and I tried to do research to find if Dremel had a specific number for this type, but I was getting all sorts of different mix. I'm pretty sure I got this out of one of my sets here. It's just a regular metalworking cutting burr, but it's just the bigger ball. So I'm sorry I don't have the exact specs on that. So I just begin going, like I'm still kind of not comfortable about this thing. It can remove a lot of material right quick. So I'm just going softly on each side. And just to get the shape of that cowboy hat. Now the picture that my mom gave me, I couldn't share here because I didn't know who the artist was. It was just something she saw online. But the artist did a really, really good job making the little cowboy hats look old and kind of folded and worn. And that's what I tried here. So I just very, very lightly and gently started shaping it. And like I said, I didn't want to get in too deep into the porous material and bust through. So I was being very, very gentle. And you can slowly see the little cowboy hat take shape there. So that's me just working away, listening to some good tunes, being in my happy place, in the creation station. And it's coming along. And a little bit work on there. And that there is making me a happy Wowie. All right now. Oh, yeah. And next, folks, going back to the old Carbide ball, the Dremel 9905, that little ball. I've been looking at this thing, and now I want some chin visible. I want to widen that gap in between the two beard strands there, or mustache strands, whatever you want to call it, the beard. So to get it to open up, I'm just going on either side and starting to open up a little channel. And then once I had that little area widened, I started doing the undercut for the chin. And you just take your time. Don't get, overzealous. You just take your time. And now there's me with my Peter Blair Sandy mandrel. I swear to God, I don't always show it, but I by the time I'm done a project, I bet you I sand with these mandrels just as much as I carve. They're a go-to for my creating, and I love them. Thanks, Pete. And next up, let's start detailing that nose. Now I'm back to the Dremel 7144, the diamond burr, and I'm just going on either side of the nostril humps and starting to take the side down, the level down. Now I do it on either side and try and keep it symmetrical. And as I go down, it creates the ridges. Now my noses are always kind of square, and I have to work on that. I like them to kind of have like a totem look. But I'm getting there. We all have to, improve on our own things, and I'm not afraid to say it. So it's getting there. We're getting there, folks. Give her a little brush off. Yep. I like where this is going. And I truly appreciate y'all being here with me. All right now. It is the next day, so this would be day 3 of working on this guy. Now, I want to just say, with the nose, when you look at it from the side, you see how the nostril hump thing on the side is very up and down and flat. I want to take the top of that, just an angle off the top of that there on each side. So it goes from being flat like that to more have a hump on it. That's what I'm going to do next with the microcarver, because it's more quiet, because I got to keep my door open because my dog's outside and it is so loud from the construction. So I'll do my best to record, but we almost got him there. I got a couple little wrinkles there on the side of the eyes. Those little wrinkles can sure add. He's looking like a kind old guy. And then if you look like this, I'm gonna shape the top of the hat so it's more symmetrical. Not that it really matters, but it bugs my eyes and mind. Okay, that's what we're doing now. Hope you like them. I do. So here I am doing just that. I'm sorry on the angle there with the camera. You can't really see what I'm doing with my hand in the way. Jeez, wowie. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it to it. And it's working, guys. It's working. Next, I'm going to move over, grab that roto zip again. There he is. And we're going to shape that hat better. We're going to shape that hat better because it keeps bugging my brain. Yeah, I have a little touch of the OCD, and I've learned to kind of use it to my benefit when it comes to creating. I know you shouldn't be a perfectionist all the time, but it's just kind of how my brain works. So I got to fix those things or it'll bug me. Like loose sleep bug me. For real, for real. It's getting there. It's getting there. And that roto zip sure takes that material, man. Be careful. Because if it catches and runs around the side, it'll get you. It'll get you. But sometimes you got to get got to remind you that you're still alive. Oh, we're getting there, guys. And in making this video, my hope of all hopes is that it's going to inspire somebody out there to try their own. You know, that's really why we're doing this whole thing, is just to inspire, share our art, share the shine. This world really, really needs it right now. We need all of you guys' magic out there. Here I am. I'm going to do a little sanding on the top there because there's a couple ridges I don't like. Just showing a tiny bit here, but I actually did this for quite a bit of time. Now I moved out into the light, into the nice sunlight. Going to do some final sanding. Just a couple last rat gnaw marks on there. Now it's just the final sanding to make it all pretty. Because it'll bug me. It will bug me. I'd like to thank you all for taking this journey with me. It being my first time, I just decided to wing it and document it. I truly appreciate you guys getting this far and watching the entire thing. I'm pretty happy with it. And like I said, this was all inspired by my mom. I love you, Mom. Thank you for all you've done for Two Brothers, One Vision. We wouldn't be here without you. And there would be no YouTube without you all. Thank you for watching. And much love.